Hello everybody. Welcome back. It feels very exciting to pick up the camera again. It has been a while. I think I've only filmed 2 videos since January, and I feel like there's a little bit of air left out of the balloon with some more time and space to do it. So I am excited to be back, and I have missed you all. I have missed the connection. We are going to catch up. A lot of you asked some questions over on Instagram. We're gonna answer some questions today. We're gonna make some food today and just catch up like friends do when they haven't seen each other in a while. So what has been going on? Well, I have been super busy with work in all the greatest of ways. I'm super inspired and energized at work. Things feel really good. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying everything about my job and the people I work with and being the best I can for my team and making their days better. And it's been really fun. It's pushed me to grow in a lot of ways, and I'm really enjoying it. Home life is wonderful. Steven is great. Bubba's is great. He got a haircut yesterday. I got a haircut this morning. Steven and him are out for a walk right now. What else has been going on? I've been reading a lot. I've been enjoying a lot of time with friends and with Steven and keeping things really simple and really low key. I did go on a stretch of like 9-10 days where I was like traveling nonstop for work. So I'm happy to be home, happy to be rested, been sleeping really well, been working out, and yeah, today we're going to just catch up as friends, and I'm excited to do that. We're going to bake a cake that is one of my mom's recipes of when I was a little kid. I thought we'd do something a little reminiscent. It has no dairy, no eggs in it. Then we are going to do some lunch prep and really just catch up. A lot of you asked a lot of questions over on Instagram. I asked, and we're going to catch up with all of those. And that's it. But I thought I would tell you about like probably one of the biggest shifts that have taken place in this new year, even though we're far into it by now. It started to shift while we were traveling over Christmas. We came back and I really bought nothing, because even though I could have bought anything that I wanted, there was nothing that I felt like I needed or wanted. And I just really started to reflect on the idea of like how blessed I am to have what I have and to really appreciate what I already own and what I already have. So I just feel no need to buy anything. Since Christmas, basically, I have bought a pair of running shoes because mine were worn out and I needed to replace them. I bought an LL Bean bag, but the reasoning behind the LL Bean bag is I was tired of carrying my Burberry backpack or like a fancy bag to work, so I just decided I wanted like a simple LL Bean tote, so I got that. And I bought a couple books. That's all that I've purchased, and I'm kind of at the point now I don't buy anything unless it's replacing something. Like the running shoes, I literally needed them. My other ones were so worn out, my knee was starting to hurt. And yeah, I've bought nothing. Groceries. And with that, I also have to think about the channel and what that means, because I've done a lot of product reviews in the past, but that's going to shift. So you're gonna see a lot more meal prepping and sharing of things like that. I'm still going to do favorites eventually, but it's going to be things that I've kind of rediscovered that I already had and share those great finds along the way. But I have found being so content with what I have already has brought so much peace and so much joy to my life, and has allowed me to find things that I didn't use or didn't realize I already had. And it's given me like a better appreciation for all of that. But yeah, things are really good, and I'm excited to be back with the camera and catching up with all of you. It feels a little weird, so this first vlog back, it's like getting my footing again. But today, I've already had a pretty productive day. I went to the grocery store, I went and got my hair cut, I went and got my car wash and got gas. So now we're kind of ready to really start the day, and it's around 10 a.m. I think. So all of that is done. We got to get a workout in later today, but we will get there. I thought I would go ahead and start by making a recipe that my mom used to make. It used to be our birthday cake every single year. It's called a wacky cake, but I want to show you how my mom shared this recipe with me because I think it's a cool idea for anyone thinking of something really great to give your kiddos as they go off to college or maybe their first apartment or first home. My mom did this for my sister and I a couple years ago before my grandmother passed. So it's actually a gift from my grandmother and my mom, but it's really special. So let me show you. So my mom, along with my grandmother's help, a couple years ago, put this, it was Christmas 2009. So actually it was much longer. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but I guess it was 2009. And what it is a collection of all of my mom's and my grandmother's favorite recipes in their handwriting. And then with some of the recipes, like if there's a little story to go with it, my mom wrote it in the side. And it's just super special. And then we come across some of the recipes and my grandmother hand wrote all of them. And then my mom wrote a little story about each of them. And it's just like a super special book. And there's something about seeing the recipes written in their handwriting that means so much to me. But what we're going to make today, my grandmother actually got this fruit cobbler recipe from a worker in the cafeteria at a school that I went to. But what we're going to make today, we're going to find it. I know it's in here. We are going to make the birthday cake that my mom always made us. Oh, it's right here. She wrote in here, this was always baked for your birthday cakes. And it is a wacky cake. So you'll see that there's no eggs, no dairy. It's just flour, cocoa, sugar, a little bit of salt, baking soda, a little bit of vegetable oil, vanilla, apple cider vinegar, and water. And we're going to make it. So I'm gonna get the oven preheated. I already set out all the things that we need. So let's go ahead and get this cake baked. So we are going to start the wacky cake with 3 cups of flour, 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. I don't think I need to open the new one. This should be more than enough. 2 cups of white sugar, a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, which I already have out, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. Also going to add 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Now I know some of the recipes online will call for white vinegar. My mom always used apple cider, and it was my favorite part because it reacts with the baking soda and would bubble, and I just thought that was always like the coolest thing. Now we add 2 cups of water. And we whisk it all together. And this is literally all it is. That is the entire cake batter. Just the smell of this like brings back memories. It's so cool when you can make something and it like takes you back. All right, I'm going to spray a little cooking spray in my pan and I'm gonna put the batter in. And this cake is done. We're gonna throw it in the oven for 350 for about 50 minutes. I am just going to get all the ingredients put away and then we will catch up in a minute. While I'm cleaning up, I just got to share with you guys my new favorite thing that I discovered in 2019. The Method Anti-Bac has become literally my favorite like all-purpose cleaner. Love it, love it, love it. Definitely get your hands on it. Louise Pentland talked about it. I started trying it and I'm obsessed. It doesn't streak up my granite. It cleans so well. It's just great. It's just great. But one of the most common questions I get, because you guys know that I'm like an avid reader, is like, what books are you reading? What are you currently loving? So I went ahead and grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've currently read like in the last, I'd say, maybe month and a half. I've been doing a lot of reading lately and I want to share some that I've really loved. One is actually the second time I've read it, but it's worth sharing again because it's also now a Hulu series. But the first one I want to share with you is Oh, I read this one while traveling, so I actually had it on my iPad, is The Silent Patient. I love a good thriller, and this one is fantastic. I don't want to give too much away, but basically what it is they find a husband murdered and the wife standing in the room with him, but she never speaks and never says anything, even through the interrogation, and then it just takes you through the journey of like what has brought her to this point. It is absolutely outstanding. If you like a thriller, I'm thinking like B.A. Paris books, or trying to think of another really great one, like B.A. Paris type books. This is great. It's called The Silent Patient. You will love it. You will not be able to put it down. I probably read it in 2 days. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm also having like a bang issue, so they're a little too short to like stay over without anything in them. Next one, the second time I've read it, Shrill by Lindy West. It is funny, it is amazing. It's about coming to terms, finding your voice, accepting yourself as who you are, body image. It's just so well done. It is now also a Hulu series starring Adie Bryant from SNL, who I adore. And I watched the first couple episodes of it, and it's hysterical, very true to the story. But Shrill, Lindy West, a great, great book. Another book, if you have seen my Instagram, I actually posted this as one of my favorite books of 2019. Also probably a reason why I was less eager to hop back on social media in a big way, but Notes on a Nervous Planet. It is a really beautifully written book that talks about how social media, the internet, all of those things play a part in anxiety and stress and comparisons, and it's just a really, really well written book. I loved every second of it. It's so good. Everyone should read it. Yeah, shifted my perspective on a lot of things, and I love it. It's one of my favorite books of 2019. As many of you who have followed me know that like I love to give books as gifts. This will be a book that I give away as a gift very much because I love it. Next one, An Edited Life. I recently recommended A Year of Less. That's one of the books that I read while I was actually on vacation over Christmas, and it really started shifting my perspective around consumerism and being content with what I have. So I've also read this book, An Edited Life. It is about decluttering like every aspect of your life, and the author, Anna Newton, kind of walks through like each portion of your life. So it talks about how to unclutter like life with self-care, work, home, and it's just like very easily written, easily digestible. What I love about this book too, it's like you could pick it up, read a section, and then come back and revisit it a little bit later. Fantastic. And then and this is like nothing new, this book released in November, I believe, but Becoming Michelle Obama. I'm actually going to be using this book very heavily for work in the coming year. I'm using lots of excerpts from it. Her voice as a writer is so beautiful, and the way she tells her story is so powerful and entertaining, and it's just a beautifully written book. I think this is like another book that I will probably gift to a lot of people, just because I find it so wonderfully written, so inspiring, and it's just interesting to get like that in depth in her life, and she's very open and honest throughout the book, and I really, really love it. Like I said, I'm going to be pulling excerpts from this book for some inspiration at work in the coming year. Really, really excited about it. But those are 5 books that I have been loving. I am currently reading An Apartment in Paris. I am only partway into it. It's about a designer who has access to this beautiful apartment that has been like left vacant. She actually discovers the woman who owned it, and like it's like her, instead of now being interested in the apartment, it's about her being interested in finding all she can about the woman's life. It's very interesting. Not far enough into it to let you know my true thoughts, but I'm currently reading that. Another book that I read that's like an easy, like a non-mental read, it was The Proposal. It was very, very well written. I enjoyed it. It was nothing special, but it like was not taxing mentally to read. So that was a great one. I will leave all these books linked down below so you can easily find them. Most of my book recommendations people end up really liking. I kind of read a little bit of everything, as you can tell. Some memoir style, nonfiction books, a lot of fiction, some historical fiction. Yeah. And then next on my list, after I finish An Apartment in Paris, is The Tattooist of Auschwitz. So that's my next one. The cake is baked. I'm waiting for it to cool enough to get the icing on it. And then, yeah, it's probably time to go work out. We should probably go work out. All right. I know someone will comment on my case. I bought this in December, but it's my Women's History Month case. And I believe some of the proceeds went to some women organizations. So yeah, if I can find it, I don't even know if it's still available. I will link that down below because a lot of people ask about my cases. All right, I haven't really gone back and looked at any of the questions, so we're just going to scroll and see what happens. But I'm just gonna go to the very top and work our way through some. I would appreciate seeing more of your favorite kitchen gadgets. I ordered that veggie chopper and both my husband and I use it and we totally love it. That veggie chopper is one of the best kitchen tools and it lasts forever. I got it at Williams-Sonoma when we still lived in North Carolina. And I mean, that was years ago and I still use it almost probably a couple times a week. Recommended reading for my vacation coming up. I just shared a bunch of them. Any of them would be great for vacation. What would be your top tips to someone starting out in the world of YouTube? Any regrets? Best camera? Best vlogging camera? I always go back. You know, the last video I filmed actually had some audio issues because I dropped it. And that was being filmed on my Sony RX1000, I believe. No, Sony RX100. I don't know, they get so confusing. RX100 version 5. It's the newest one. I really love that camera. I'm currently filming this vlog on my Canon G7X, which I think is like everyone's go-to vlogging camera. I don't think you can go wrong with those two. They're really great. Also, they can work for like a sit-down video as well. I mean, you can totally make it work. Tips for starting out on a YouTube channel. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and especially really a lot of work at the beginning as you're just learning to like edit and things, because it just takes you so much time, and then like no one watches the videos, but just keep sticking with it, keep pushing through. And then I think what has given me balance, and I know like it's not always like great for you the subscribers, but like I have I have a full-time job. This is a hobby. This is a way to connect. This is a way to share things that I love and to like just build a community. Try not to force anything. And if it doesn't feel good to film, don't film, because it will come across as inauthentic. And I think that's my next tip, is just like be who you are. Don't be anything you're not, because the instant you start doing that, you're not gonna be able to keep it up. And it will shine straight through. So just be you. Yeah, that's like it. Just be who you are. And some people will love it, some people will hate it, and the people who hate it hopefully move on, and the people who love it will stick around and you'll get to know them, and it's the best thing. Nothing is more exciting than seeing like people who comment all the time on videos. It's just so good. What music are you currently listening to? So once again, I posted a couple of these on Instagram, but some things that I'm loving right now. I love Maren Morris's new album, Girl. I have been listening to a lot of Ellie Goulding for working out. Other things that I've loved are Pink's new song, Walk Me Home. That has been a consistent loop. I've been listening to a lot of Casey Musgraves. I liked her before the Grammys. I've been following Casey Musgraves for a while now. But I love Casey Musgraves. Ariana Grande's last album, Thank You Next, I've been listening to a lot. I would say those are like the big ones that I've been listening to. Yeah. Yeah, those are really like the ones that I've been like jamming out to really consistently. Really, really enjoying all of those albums. Very, very good. Avril Lavigne's new album, Head Above Water. There's several songs on that I really like, but that is what I've been listening to. All-time favorite song would be Something by Kelly Clarkson, because I just love Kelly Clarkson. As an education grad, did you spend time in the classroom? Yes, I taught kindergarten, I taught second grade, I taught fifth grade, I taught third grade. Love them all. Definitely want to return to the classroom and teach at some point, because it's literally my favorite place to be. You seem like you have your life together. Any advice for someone in their 20s? I would love to see how you organize everything from important documents, bills, mail. I also want to see how you budget for bills, home decor, vacation, savings, Orange Theory sessions, etc. I so badly want to get my life together. That's like a whole other video. I think that'd be really great. I also think that I've gotten like a lot more into budgeting. Not really budgeting though. I find that like I'm just not buying things. So like I actually am budgeting less. I'm just saving a lot more. I think so. My best tip is like never spend more than you make. I think that's a great tip to live by. I think my husband is way better at budgeting than I am. He always has been. He's like super responsible in that way. Him and I have like an easy filing system for important bills. We keep like a accordion style folder and like just keep things organized in that. Yeah, every month I usually sit down and be like, this is the money going out, this is the money coming in, this is what I plan on saving, and then I always try to beat that. I think if you can always beat what you plan on saving, like that feels really good. So I usually set a pretty conservative goal of saving, but like I find that I actually, since January, have been like exceeding that by a decent amount. That feels really good and motivating. And I think one of the tips is once you start saving and you see it increase, it's harder to spend money. So it's like, oh, it's like today, I was at Target running and getting a couple groceries and a couple toiletries and things like that. And I liked this one sweatshirt and it was like $18, and like $18, like that's nothing. I could like easily bought it, like no big deal. And I put it in my cart, and as I was walking, I've been like just loving the feeling of not like overburdening myself with materials. I was like, I don't need this. And I like put it back. So I find like the more you save and the more you meet those goals, the more you want to not spend, oddly enough. But one place I will always spend is books. I spend a lot of money on books, but they bring me a lot of joy and I really like them, and I love to share them with people after I'm done reading them. So I feel like it's like a gift for me and for other people, because most of my books get passed on to others. Those would be some of my tips for someone in their 20s. I wish those are lessons I would have learned much earlier. In my 20s, I wasn't as responsible, but I think that's a whole separate video. I will walk you through some of those things in more detail. What do you enjoy most about being a YouTuber? I enjoy, nothing makes me feel better when someone tells me like, you helped me in a rough patch, or like watching one of your videos is like hanging out with a friend, because really that's what it is about for me. Like that's what it's about. And if I can help in any form or fashion, turning someone's day around or making them feel more positive or motivating them to do something they maybe didn't do before, I think like there's nothing better than about this platform than that. I think it's just a privilege and an honor to be able to do that. If you could only keep one cookbook, which one would it be? It would actually probably be The Kind Diet by Alicia Silverstone, just because it has some of my favorite recipes. Also like an organic homemade peanut butter cup that Steven absolutely loves. I used to make them all the time. I haven't made them in a while. Maybe we'll make those in an upcoming vlog. But that's probably one I'd keep. That or a Jessica Seinfeld one, because I really like some of her recipes. Recommendations for handling stress, anxiety, especially with work. I've said this many times. Just realizing that the stress and anxiety that most people feel at work is pressure put on by themselves. Oftentimes when I step back, I realize like no one is putting this pressure on me except me, so like ease up. And then the other thing I would say is like when something bad does happen, just understand that like you've already experienced the worst of it, like it has happened. So you've already felt like the initial shock and pain of all of that, and just realize like now is your opportunity to like rise above it, fix the mistake, move on, make things better. I also would say, and I think if you were to talk to any of my team members, what is the best thing to get past a stressful moment or anxiety is to own it. I find like when I can stand in front of my team and be like, this is where I messed up. I am so sorry. I want to be better for you. Let's just go ahead and fix this. What is your feedback? How can I make it better? What do you need from me? I find the instant you own the mistake, it instantly gets so much better, so much quicker. So that would be some of my quick feedback. What advice do you follow that your grandma gave you? Do what makes you happy. My grandmother always said that. It's like, just do what makes you happy. Like if it doesn't make you happy, why bother with it? But do what makes you happy. And I've kind of followed that, and it's led to a lot of success. Even though when people try to push me away from like things that I was really interested in, my grandmother was kind of the one that always is like, does it make you happy? Then you should do it. Yeah, that's great advice. And then my grandma would always say like, keep your family close. That was very big to her. And I think like you can get through anything if you keep your family close and you stay really close to them. And I'm really grateful to have a family that I'm really close to and that I adore. I love this question so much. And I think I talked about it many videos ago. But what advice would you give to your younger self? And I would say that you are not the opinions of the people around you. And you are not what they say you are. You determine that. And I think I often have let the opinions of others shape me, or at least my perspective of myself, or have allowed those opinions to put like a cap on what I think is possible for myself. And then I think the other thing that I would tell myself is all the people who put you down or tell you that they are better than you, or that you are less than them, or that you won't amount to anything because you're not the popular one, or because they are the popular ones, their life will always be so much better. And I would say to my younger self is like, at the end of the day, you staying true to you and being a really good person is going to make you so much better. I think being a good person takes you the farthest in life. And you will look back at some point, and this is what I would tell myself, like at some point in your life, you're going to look back and you're going to see what being kind and staying true to yourself and being so grounded by amazing family and the experiences that you've experienced are going to make you so much better, that you are going to achieve more than you ever thought you would achieve. You're going to achieve more than all those people who put you down thought you could achieve. And you're going to be happier than you are right now because of staying true to yourself. The last thing I would say is that in order for you to truly move on and be your best, you have to be able to forgive anyone who's done anything or said anything terrible to you, and realize that that was a reflection of them and their pain and not a reflection of truly who you were or what they thought of you. It was more of a reflection of where they were. And I think that we just, as teenagers, internalize everything about ourselves and make it about us, and that we're not good enough. And we actually need to step back and like, if someone's being terrible to you, it's so much more about their pain than it is about you. And that's what I tell my younger self. Now, with that very deep moment, there is no clever Alrighty, so this is our finished cake. I threw some sprinkles on it, and now I am just prepping for lunch. So I have a bunch of Pyrex containers out. I don't know how many I'll need, but I know I need at least 5 days for work. So I have 5 days, and then just a little container for extras. I went ahead and cooked a while ago some organic tricolor pasta, and I'm just gonna make like an easy veggie pasta salad. I've been trying to keep the majority of my meals like 80% to 20%, 80% plant-based, 20% I allow meat. So I just cut up some cucumbers, some broccoli, some tomatoes. I'm just gonna throw that in here, and then I'm gonna also add my favorite organic lemon vinaigrette and just make like a pasta salad. Super easy, and it'll keep for the week, and it will become my lunch. I'm just gonna throw these vegetables in here and then throw some dressing and mix it up. What's really great with this is it helped me use up some vegetables I had in the refrigerator, but also I filled up 5 containers for lunch and also have this larger container. And one night for dinner this week, I can just grill some chicken breast and throw this as a side, and we have like a whole dinner. So also it's nice to have a meal prep for lunch, but also something that then can counteract as a side for dinner. So perfect. I'm gonna go ahead, snap the lids on all these, and then toss them in the fridge, and I am ready for lunch for the week. And this literally took minutes to put together. Lunch prep doesn't have to take long. Easy, easy, easy. I think we often forget how easy lunch prep can be. All right, my friends, Steven and Bubba's, you're not seeing them today, and I promise they're here and they're wonderful. They're upstairs taking a nap, but I was editing the footage. The vlog is already pretty long, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off here so I can enjoy the rest of my day and evening. And I'm gonna sign off like I do all of my vlogs. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and be kind. Kindness is free. Give it to everyone. Until next time, my friends, it's been wonderful.